everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I'm Anthony Toma, and today we're here with the Vice President of Trion Solutions, Daniel Russell, and we have Cody Oslett here too with him. What's your title, Cody?
Business development.
Is that like BMF? Bad motherfucker?
Yeah, I like that. That works.
All right.
We can put that on your card. Maybe not.
What's up, guys? Why don't you tell us a little bit? Thanks for joining us, first of all. Why don't you tell us what Trion is and how it benefit our people, the Chaldean community?
Absolutely. And first off, thanks for having us on.
Of course.
Congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
success of the show.
Oh, thanks.
180 plus. I mean, you guys are rolling.
Thank you.
And the following keeps growing. And you know what, Trion, we are honored that we are the largest professional employer organization in the country that's minority owned. We are the 8th largest professional employer organization in the country. A lot of people know the acronym PEO. And you know what? We're Michigan, though.
Can you unpack that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what a PEO is for business owners, especially today as a small, medium-sized business owner. When you go out, you're looking at things like payroll, HR, benefits, 401k. It's so tough to go out and find the right partners.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're able to do is we're able to bring them under our umbrella and ultimately help them save in the areas of healthcare, comp. But where we really help people now is it's been challenging for people to get quality employees.
Okay.
And we are able to supplement your team with a full service back office HR department. So as an example, if you hired somebody today, how many workers' comp claims have they handled in their career?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 or 3. We probably processed 400 or 500 last year.
Okay.
So you're getting experts in the field, and we're doing about $2 billion of payroll for almost 100,000 employees across all 50 states. But we are Michigan. We're based out of Troy. David Stone and Bonner Upshaw are 2 founders. We're Michigan. And
Okay.
So we like to support local businesses, small, medium, and large. And sometimes they just come in and they say, hey, am I doing it right? And they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to get a pulse check,
Sure.
make sure they are. And something different about us is, and Cody and I often will tell people, let's say you have a great benefit partner and they've been knocking it out of the park for you with healthcare. But we don't want you to leave them.
Okay.
We want you to stay with that benefit partner, and we'll help you with the payroll, the HR, maybe the 401k. So we're not trying to get rid of great partners.
Okay.
We're trying to help people supplement, and really the way I like to say it is focus on the things that make you money.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the ways to grow your business.
Sure.
You don't see in the NFL the owner coming down to throw the ball or block for the running back. They do their job. The marketing guy does his job. The quarterback does his job. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so, Cody, why don't you tell us a little about your role and what you do there?
Yeah, so I do sales for Trion Solutions in this local area, but something that Dan touched on a little bit is we actually service the whole country. Mm-hmm. So we actually have a Miami location. We have a Scottsdale location that helps us service our West Side clients. And we have the ability to kind of expand our reach. But the nice part about it is I'm here focused in Michigan. We have a Florida sales team in Scottsdale as well. So really we focus on this local area, getting involved in local communities, getting involved in the Oakland County area, Chaldean Chamber, getting involved in that local area because, we can service like we're a very big company. But if you forget where you're from, that local area, and you don't service it, then, you're losing a lot.
Correct.
So, it's nice to be able to say that we have the capabilities and the technology of a big, national company, but to be able to be here, be involved here, getting to know the local business and building a name is what I do for Trion and what I enjoy doing.
Gotcha. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about some of the benefits that you've kind of blessed our community with and other businesses, local businesses, bigger businesses, national businesses?
Well, and I think Cody just brought up a really good point. Technology is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the way technology is progressing, some of the things coming out now, AI is pushing the envelope, right?
Yeah.
And it's important for us to use that technology. But when you look at something like human resources, we have to remember the first word.
Yeah, human.
Human.
Gotcha.
Right? And I don't know about you, but I'm still that guy that I'll go to Best Buy.
Sure.
Right? Because I want to talk to somebody.
Yep.
I want to ask somebody, then maybe it's not a Google review.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask somebody, hey, what's this phone work like?
Yep.
Tell me about this TV. Tell me about this refrigerator, whatever it is. And when you think about what we take care of for a business owner, payroll, HR, health insurance, 401k, workers' comp, those are essential things. You screw up a payroll, that's how people are feeding their family.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you touched on it as well, that they're not income producing tasks. You know, they're not making you money. They're very important because you need to have it done. If you don't have employees that you're paying, then you can't, produce income for your business. But to spend time on a non-income producing task is where outsourcing it to us really makes things more efficient.
Right.
So as from the local level, you could call a national company and, they're going to quote you. They're going to want your business. But are they going to invite you out to Trion Solutions headquarters on Big Beaver? Mm-hmm. Are they going to get you out and show you, kind of open up the hood and, show you everything that we do? That you asked about the local and what we can do for the community. That's it. We're going to be able to bring in that high quality service of a big national company, but really show you, hey, and I think, the local community, they want that as well. They want a partner who maybe can meet them for lunch and talk about something, get an issue taken care of, instead of sitting on the phone with an AI chat box or something.
Right.
So,
well, that's
where you really bring it. And that's Trion's culture to a T. And you see that. And we invite people in to see that as well. That's something different from a local community level that I think sets us apart.
Well, and you asked also what we're doing. You hear the buzzword culture.
Yeah.
Right? I get brought in all the time. People say, how do I improve my culture?
Mm-hmm.
How do I move the needle?
Yeah.
And I'll challenge them and say, well, what needle? What needle are you trying to move?
Mm-hmm.
Are we trying to sell more products? Are we trying to bring on better people? Culture is authentic. You have to be intentional about your culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we try to help clients say, listen, it's not just about paying people more money.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that in the last 18 months. If that was the case, there'd be no reason that the local Coney Island has, $20 for a line cook and they can't find somebody.
Right.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I would have loved $20 an hour in high school to be a line cook. But the reality is there's a lot of people now saying that doesn't move the needle for me.
Mm-hmm.
More money, okay, I want to be with my family. And COVID did that, right? COVID challenged a lot of people to say, what are my values? What's important? And so what we do now is we're able to help a company say, okay, so it's not about maybe paying people more. What are they looking for? So now someone says, hey, they keep asking me about a flex schedule. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But how do you implement a flex schedule? Because if all of a sudden you're flexing and everybody's off on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
well, maybe your business now is not able to service the client.
Right.
And we'll give them data because to Cody's point, we're taking care of companies across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll help them understand that a survey showed that Friday is actually not the best day to give someone
The flex. Yeah.
Because guess what? They start shutting down Thursday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's less productivity.
Correct.
And so we can actually help somebody and they start hearing, well, 3-2 or 4-1. And they're like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And you can't just walk in today and say, hey, we're going flex schedule and we're changing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we help clients with things like that, improving the benefits offering, because it's the second largest line item on somebody's balance sheet. Your payroll and then your benefits.
Yep.
And so if I'm offering benefits but my team's not even using it, well, I'm just wasting money.
Mm-hmm. So what do you recommend for somebody in that scenario that offers benefits that people aren't taking advantage of?
Well, first and foremost, a lot of people are scared to ask their people, right? It sounds so simple,
Yeah.
but it's so real,
Yeah.
right? Cody's one of our top team members, and if Cody has a challenge and we're offering this bonus, this promotion, this benefit, and it's not moving his needle,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just spoke to a very large organization a few weeks ago, and I said, there's 3 keys to every successful business. Number 1, what are the business's goals? Number 2, what are your leadership's goals? And then number 3, what are your team's goals?
Right.
If you hit those 3, you've got the culture.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's only moving the needle for the business, or hey, I'm the manager, I'm the VP, I'm making all the money, we're closing all the deals, but my team's not happy,
Right.
you're going to turn around and you're driving the ship by yourself.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
and your right partner too, benefit partner, can actually take a look and see how those employees are utilizing the staff or the benefits, as well. I heard a story recently from a client that they had somebody quit take a lower paying job so that they could get dental insurance. You know, we might look at it and
I've seen that happen.
but
too.
we might look at that and say, well, that doesn't really make sense. Why would I take less money? I could probably go find an whatever. So let's, as a small to medium sized business, let's help you get those things. And from a PEO point of view, when we can bring you up under our umbrella and offer those services at a good rate and help you,
could have saved.
That's a big. You could have saved the employee, and maybe it wasn't pay.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't pay that did it.
Pay,
It wasn't time off that did it. It was something as small as a dental insurance, which is important, but it's an easy task to take care of.
Well, yeah. How about your kid has dental issues, or you have dental issues? I don't know about you. If you've ever had dental pain, you will sell your left kidney, right, before you just leave it in your mouth. You know, So again, that's a great point, Cody. You have to really find out what is moving the needle for your team. And when people look at culture, culture is who you are.
Yeah.
Culture is when you walk in the building every day. That's who you are. You look at some great companies in Michigan. You can go from, you know, the Illich family. You can look at Dan Gilbert, what he's done, Matt Ishby and what he's done. Right? There's some people doing it right. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're paying more. They have just listened to their team members to say, let's give them what they need.
Yeah. And they're creating some very committed people that are working long hours, sticking around, benefiting obviously from the fruits of their labor, but they love what they do. And they love where they're doing it. And it's kind of cool to see that, you know, you have this generation of kids that, you know, are called lazy, but these guys are just working so hard when they're in the right environment.
Well, you know, it's funny you brought that up, if I may.
Sure.
I was at a Harvard business event, and this guy gets up and he says, you know, when our parents were working, it was jump. Business says jump, you jump.
Yeah, how high?
Then our generation came by and we said, we think we can jump higher.
Yeah.
Right? So the challenge was jump higher. How much higher can I jump? The new generation, you say jump and they say, well, do I have to jump?
Yeah.
Is it really an obstacle? Can I go around it?
Yeah.
Can I go through it? And in fact, why are we jumping at all? And everybody's going, well, just jump.
Yeah, right.
And they're going, no, but do I have to jump? And people are getting frustrated, but it's not that they're lazy. It's that they're saying, why are we working hard when we could be working smart?
Yep.
And what happens when you bring those two things together, I disagree a lot of times that these kids are lazy. They're just unmotivated.
Yeah.
So if we give them something, to your point, that they feel passionate about, now they're not working. They don't have a job. Job stands for just over broke.
Yep.
And so guess what? If that kid comes in and he says, I love my job. I love what I do. I love this culture.
Yep.
Well, okay, now I want to pour my heart and soul in. What am I pouring my heart and soul into? You give them something to pour it into. You're listening to them. You're hearing their voice. You're hearing their suggestions, their ideas. Like you said, they'll work till the wee hours of the morning with their dog sitting right next to them. And that's what it's about.
For sure.
And Anthony, as you brought up, those people, you know, those employees are devoting themselves to those companies. As a small to medium sized business locally, how do you compete with that? You know, how do you hire somebody that you want that's, you know, going into their career, but they have the options to go to Rocket or whatever it may be? Well, that's where Trion kind of steps into, and I like to use the term legitimatization.
Yeah.
We're bringing that business that, you know, maybe they have a great business and they're doing a lot of good things, but how do we bring in those big company benefits to a company that it seems almost impossible if they do it alone? Right. That's where we step in and really look outside of just the payroll, just the HR, and say, you know, how can we make things better? How can we do it where it benefits financially for the business owner or the business? But also we listen to employees, and that's the type of partnership that you really see with a very healthy PEO like Trion.
Well, and you know, Cody, you just brought something up. You'll see clients that maybe have a large workforce, but a small amount of people taking benefits.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a older population of employees that they don't need it, or a younger population, 26 and under, so they're not taking it.
They don't think they need it.
You got it. Right. And so now what happens is you look and you go to a Blue Cross, a Blue Shield, or a local broker, and you may have 100 employees, but only 15 signing up for healthcare. You're lucky to get a phone call back.
Right.
They're able to take their 15, bring them under our umbrella of 100,000, and then guess what?
Mm.
You're looked at as a larger company, so you get those rates. So now to Cody's point, when that employee comes in that maybe is that superstar you're trying to hire, and they're leaving a large corporation,
Yeah.
they walk in and they see Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, they see a 401k through Nationwide. They're seeing all
Yeah,
these
posted
things.
in the ad, right?
You got it.
And they're thinking this is legitimate.
Yeah.
You know, this is legitimate. I can trust that I can leave my big company, still support my family, and have a future. You know, and that's what I think people really want.
Right.
So that legitimatization, it's such a weird, thing to think about. That's what I feel like we really do.
So you take your wheelhouse. What kind of companies out there, the viewers that are listening, or anyone that stumbles on and sees this podcast, what kind of company should come to you? Like what are they looking at? What are their fallbacks?
Well, the beauty is, if I told Cody as one of our business development people that, hey, don't talk to a client under 10 employees. That's a slap in the face to a business owner that's worked their tail off, developed a great company. They deserve it. Their team members deserve it. And there's a lot of companies like ours that are turning their nose up at that business. We will not.
Right.
And to Cody's point, we'll take that business owner. You're walking through our office. You're going to meet me, the vice president. You're going to meet Dave Stone, our president. You're going to meet Donna Upshaw, our CEO. You're going to meet our director of benefits. You're going to meet our director of payroll. And we're going to treat you like you're a business owner because that's what you are.
Correct.
Now, on the flip side, we have clients with 6,000 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And the value of that, you think about when the pandemic hit, no one knew, right? We had clients that were sending people home with a laptop saying, it's going to be about a week.
Yeah.
And they have never come back to the office again.
Yeah.
And here's the challenge. And you asked give me a real life scenario.
Yeah.
Well, we had a client that sent their employee home with a laptop that got infected because their kid was looking at some things they weren't supposed to on the company laptop.
All right.
So guess what?
Yeah.
How do you handle that when it's not in your handbook?
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle in Michigan when cannabis is legal and your employee walks in and they smell like weed? Well, can you send them home? Can you fire them? We have an entire HR staff with 5 attorneys that they report up to. So you don't guess now. Because if you send that employee home, and guess what? It's because his buddy who dropped him off at work was smoking and he wasn't. You have a lawsuit.
Yeah.
How about what if he has a prescription for it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Is it in the handbook? It's not.
Mm-hmm.
And most clients that I talk to now say, Dan, if we drug test, 80% of our employees are gone, including most of my executive staff.
Yeah.
I mean, so again, we have to be real, and so we will have real conversations with employers, with an attorney, with an HR department. We help them build their handbook out. But when COVID hit, we were already handling the Bay Area and California when they shut down first. So then when Michigan started to shut down, we were already ready.
Right.
And we helped our clients, and true story, PPP loans were overwhelming for America. Now, in defense of every banker and every payroll HR company, the reports they asked for had never been created in the history of payroll. One of the largest payroll companies in the country, every single PPP report they sent out the first time was incorrect.
Right. Yeah.
And they all got kicked back. Every single one of ours got approved the first time.
Nice.
But that was when our executive team got together and we said, we always knew we were good, but man, when you walked in on a Sunday and you had a ton of your staff there because our clients needed it. And remember this, some of our clients weren't even open.
Yeah.
Right? So we're still servicing them. They're paying us zero. They had no employees. They had no payroll, but they're still calling. That's when, are you a partner or are you just another service company?
There you go. That's true. That's true business, true partnership. It's a beautiful thing. I was going to ask you before we started rolling, you mentioned maybe some positions that you might be hiring for, looking for people for.
Absolutely.
So why don't you pitch the masses?
Listen, I'll tell you this. I always appreciate when somebody sends me a resume, an email, a LinkedIn, and they say, I know a talented payroll person. I know a talented HR person. I know a talented person in the tax division. Our client service department, we actually have Salesforce behind our client service department. I can tell you every phone call that's coming to our company, what the challenge was, what the issue was, who took it over, who's handling it, and how long the resolution took. When we walk out of the office, I can tell you how many phone calls and what they were. So those team members, while somebody may say, Dan, you just said, payroll, HR, client services, I tell people often, that's the heart and soul of our company.
Yeah.
That is your employee who says, man, I got a garnishment on my check and I don't want to ask my boss. I'm embarrassed to ask my boss. I need a 401k loan and I'm a little embarrassed to go to my supervisor and tell him I need a 401k loan for my house or because I'm in a tough situation. Well, guess what? You just call Trion, and our tagline is rely on Trion. Well, you don't
like that.
want to talk to that person about that. You don't want them to feel uncomfortable about the employer-employee relationship. You want to be able to pass them off to somebody that's going to get it done. So for people that are looking for a better culture, they're looking for a place that, like I said, we don't want people who want a job.
Well, you can expand on that too. If we're going to be trying to walk talk the talk, we got to be able to walk it as well.
Right.
So if we're trying to, tell our partners, hey, here's what you should be doing with your employees, we have to do it first. So, you're talking, the very infamous lunches, all the time for the employees. We have a full-time massage therapist for our employees.
Hey,
a room.
Now, Cody, you got everybody applying for jobs, man.
We
do.
We have competitive.
Broke the internet.
Exactly.
We have competitive benefits for employees. If we're going to tell companies how to be a good company from the HR point of view,
be one first.
We have to be one first.
Yeah.
So I can speak for just about all of my team. It's a great place to work for, and you're going to get those humongous rocket mortgage and things that we talk about. Those benefits that they're trying to give their employees, we bring it to our company. So from the working point of view, we'd love to have you on any type of HR side of things. But once you're here, you'll love to be there as well.
Well, and we have real people. Probably one of the most valuable things. I have a client. Chaldean client, and we were able to offer 401k for their employees. And the coolest thing was that we had this meeting, and they had several employees sitting there, and we asked, how many of you in your entire work career have had the opportunity to sign up for a 401k? 3.
Out of?
There were probably 45 people.
Wow.
And we're not talking it was all minimum wage. No. They pay their people very well.
Yeah.
And what I loved was these two business owners, husband and wife, love them dearly. When they were in my office, they were saying, we need to do this for our staff.
Yeah.
We need to give them benefits. We've achieved the dream. Right? We own the business. We've got the things we need, but our team members don't.
Right.
And so they were so passionate about that. So that's why I asked the question when I was there. And I remember after the meeting, they said, man, I just really hope some people sign up. And several signed up.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes we'll get those business owners that say, hey, listen, I know we're doing well, but it's time. And I challenge people. It's our responsibility. Because if we don't encourage them to get that 401k, to invest, to get that health care, first time you go to the doctor, you get that bill, your credit's shot.
Yeah. Game over.
Yeah.
and it's interesting too, because you think of Trion, first thing you think about is the payroll aspect. But I'm hoping, what we're doing today is showcasing how much farther we take it with looking at those benefits, being a partner to the business. Those are the true differentiators that we set, compared to the competition or any other service that you might look at. We're really going to help make your HR space be the best that it can be. Yeah. And bringing that to a local level is, I think, the whole reason why we'd want to be on a show like this.
Well, you brought up, one of my personal clients and dear friends, Mario Kesey, was on your show not long ago and gave a shout out to Trion.
Great guy.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And he's been a client of mine for years. You look at the way he does his business, he's not trying to be everybody else. Yeah. Right. And I think whether it's the business owner or the team member that's applying for the job, be yourself. Be unapologetically, authentically intentionally yourself.
He definitely.
Right? So you're going to love him
Yep.
or you're going to disagree with him,
Yep.
but you will never have to question who he is
Yeah.
and where he's headed. So when that type of client comes into Trion and we say, wait, this aligns.
Yep.
Right? We see where you're trying to go. We see you're trying to help people. We see you're trying to help the community around you.
Yeah.
And you understand your responsibility to that. Trion is one of the most philanthropic companies in Michigan, and we're proud of that.
Yeah.
You know, we're proud that we work with Hope Network. We're proud that, you know, I sit on the board for Hope Against Trafficking, women who are victims of human trafficking. I've slept out for Covenant House for homeless youth. This will now be 7 years coming up. And, you know, you have to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
when you actually get in a box on a cold November night to raise money for homeless youth, oh, it gets real. Because although it's a nice little thing,
Yeah.
Nobody told the rat.
Yeah.
Nobody told the insect.
Right,
And
right.
nobody told Mother Nature that this was all just a fundraiser.
Uh-huh.
There were some nights I woke up with ice cubes and icicles,
Oof.
you know, on my eyelashes. But then you go home to your warm house and you remember there's a kid that
Never
didn't go
forget.
home that night.
Yeah.
I said it to someone on the elevator today that they're like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. And I said, man, aren't you thankful we're coming into a building where we can stay warm because somebody last night didn't get that.
Yeah.
Right? That's who we are. And so even when you come to Trion's office, it's all over because we have to walk the walk. We have to remember our responsibility as one of Michigan's largest employers. And you know what? We have a responsibility to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our clients.
For sure. So what's the initiation, the initiation or the initial process for somebody out there that wants to ring you guys up and kind of knock on the door and find out how Trion can help them and take their business to the next level?
You said initiation. I mean, I thought I like went back to, you know, the fraternity days.
Yeah, there's no.
I was like, wow, are we doing that now?
There's not.
You're taking them in the back room.
There you go.
What
Thank
that
you,
initiation
sir.
looks
I
like
have
is usually grabbing a lunch or drink and, you know, getting down to the root problems.
Okay.
I mean, I would say the majority of any type of business relationship I do probably starts with a relationship before, you know, we move right into any type of business, because you really have to understand those pieces. Where are you currently at? Where do you want to be? And is Trion going to be a good fit?
How does someone get to that place at the table?
Well, I mean, first of all, the easiest level, you see our commercials on television, you call in and go that way.
What's that number? Do you know?
RelyOnTrion.com.
Rely on
That-
Trion.
that's-
Rely on Trion.
That's exactly where you'd
Okay.
go. But then also connecting with myself. You know, KUWTC at LinkedIn would be a great spot. Seeing me, you know, right here downtown Birmingham at an event for the Chaldean Chamber, whatever it may be.
Sure.
But we're gonna bring you to the office. We're gonna show you everything that Trion does, everything we spoke about. We go through a process of taking a look at where you're currently at. We present you what it would look like to partnership with Trion. And you know, we move forward to start helping service the business. But one thing I wanted to touch on, and it only happens when we start developing a relationship, is how Trion helps that business grow.
Mm-hmm.
We have something called the Trion Marketplace that's available to all 100,000 employees that Dan spoke about, and it's on the portal, the Trion portal. And we actually highlight our partners and highlight the different businesses so that we push business from one partner to another. We grow as our businesses grow. And that's something that you get differently from, you know, I say we act as a humongous, you know, national company, but we bring it back home and help our local partners grow. That's a really big one. And I actually get a lot of joy out of being able to say, you need an accountant, you need an insurance person. I have a client, I have a referral source that's going to be great for you. And when you start to act like a partner for your client, I think you really grow a great relationship. And that's really what we push. So I would say, you know, we go through the initiation, we make that initial phone call, and then, hey, is this going to be a good fit for us to be partners moving forward?
Well, and Cody, what I appreciate that you said, we talk about this often. If someone just calls and they say, hey, give us a quote, how much is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, that would be the equivalent of calling the car dealership
$100,000.
and saying, hey, how much for a car?
Yeah.
Well, what do you need?
Don't do that. I mean, we've all had a car dealership experience.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a questionnaire that
Yeah.
Okay.
And the beauty of it, Anthony, is this. We want them in our office. this.
Yep.
Because I don't want to tell you, we've got a great marketing department. Thank God our commercials, they drive a lot of business to us.
Mm-hmm.
But when that person calls, we invite them into the office, or we will go to them.
Yep.
We don't do this email, phone call, we'll shoot you a quote. That is so transactional, and that's not who we are.
Okay.
We want to lift the hood up, show you what we have, and then you'll know, wait a minute, this aligns.
Yeah.
I feel good. I like this culture. I'm looking at the employees that are smiling. They're enjoying their job. You see the massage therapist on staff.
Mm-hmm.
You see us bringing in breakfast and lunch. And then you say, okay, we connect here. But then to Cody's point, we'll put the numbers together. And we'll make sure if it is the right solution for you, you've got the actual data in front of you.
Yeah.
If it isn't, we'll try to partner you up with someone. But he said it. You have to act like a partner. And we want to know our businesses. We want to know how we can help them grow. We've been a supporter of the Rocket Mortgage Golf Classic, the Detroit Grand Prix. And we will bring our clients out so they can connect with other clients.
Right.
Because again, it's hard to grow a business organically. Where do you go? You look at like the Chaldean Chamber is one of the best chambers in the country because of the fact they are intentional about helping their businesses grow.
Yeah.
It's not just a coffee.
Shout out Sana on that one.
Yeah.
You need anything, you call her and she's on it. So hopefully she sees that, because I mean that is 100%. Quick story I wanted to put across too. So at my previous employer, they actually use Trion Solutions.
Okay.
They use Trion Solutions for all their services, and I just started the business. You get a new job and you're always nervous. Did I make the right move and everything else? That first Friday came around for the paycheck and didn't show up in the account.
Yeah.
That can
not Trion's fault.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That can be very worrisome. When you're taking a big leap and you got to take care of the house and family and everything. So what was cool about it is the manager at the time gave me a card, and the card was Trion Solutions. I called Trion Solutions. I got somebody who was right at our Troy office. Mm-hmm. She walked me through and ended up finding out it was my fault. I put in the wrong routing number. I missed up a digit.
Ouch.
That was Friday. Paycheck was in my account Monday morning. Everything was taken care of. But there's two key points there that I always like to focus on, and what helped me when I finally actually got an opportunity to join with Trion is when I got that card, the manager did not have to help out at all. The manager just said, call Trion, they'll take care of it. That's huge for a manager that is already managing the office, managing other employees, and had things to do. The second thing is I spoke to someone in Troy, Michigan. I can walk them through and show you, when we do an office tour. I spoke to someone there who walked me through the issue. They took care of it and just gave me instant trust that not only am I going to trust the employer who I'm with, but I also have a reliable payroll company who's right down the road. Yeah. So that's really a story of, it kind of brings it all together. That's what we do in a nutshell.
And Cody, that was a real time issue, right? You think about that.
Yeah.
It's Friday. I don't have my paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mess with people's money.
Listen,
that is the number one rule.
So you got to tell my funny story about that was I had a client that called me on the phone and cussed me out because their employee didn't get their paycheck. So I'm on the phone. I understand. No, I understand you don't mess with someone's money. No, I apologize. No, I get, and it's after 5 on a Friday. Mm-hmm. I'm getting lambasted. They called my mom a lot of names.
Yeah, shit.
I got called a lot of names. So I said, let me call you right back. I hang up the phone. I get my payroll manager on the phone. My payroll manager says, Dan, I'm on my way home. As soon as I get home, I'll log in the system. He logs in the system, says, ask her if she remembers on Tuesday. She logged into the system, said, I no longer want direct deposit. I want a live check. And by the way, office or home, she selected home.
Yeah. Your check's
so the check is sitting at her house.
Yeah.
So I call back 7:30ish, and I hear her go, oh yeah, I'm so sorry about that. And I go, no problem.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen. I said, but would you do me a favor? Here's my direct cell number. When you get home, will you please assure me that check was in your mailbox? Because I'm not going to sleep well tonight knowing you can't pay your bill. And she called me 8:45 at night. Hey, I'm so sorry about everything earlier. I go, no problem. But knowing that someone was going to answer the phone, oftentimes people say, Dan, what's the difference between you and, name them. ABC. The big ones are out there, right? I'm not going to never throw other businesses under the bus and And I don't say we have competition. We do it our way. They do it theirs. We're proud of who we are.
Yep.
But sometimes what makes them great is they're the largest in the country at what they do. What makes them not great, the largest in the country at what they do.
No doubt.
Cody brought it up. We still have to be able to be people.
Yeah.
Answer the phone, deal with the issue. Because if somebody's payroll, benefits, health insurance, 401k aren't right, I tell people we will make mistakes. Trion Solutions will make mistakes because we're still made up of software and people, both of which make mistakes. So it's not if you'll make a mistake, it's how you handle the mistake when it happens.
Yeah, if.
Yeah.
If it happens.
If it happens.
Yeah.
Right?
So we don't want to close on that. Let's get into and I know that it is a positive. We made it a positive, but we're not going to close on Trion making mistakes. That's not going to happen. Tell us a story or some kind of link to some Chaldean guy named Tony.
Tony Kanja.
Oh boy,
Okay.
I need a drink for this.
Anybody? Yeah, you're drinking water. Anybody who knows Tony Kanja knows he is a networker.
Yeah.
He owns a landscaping company.
Yeah.
But that's not his job.
Right.
That's not his job by any means. I was introduced to Tony for 4 or 5 years ago when I just entered into the business world of networking. And when you're doing that, what are you thinking? You're nervous about talking to new people. You might not know your business that well. Tony brings you in, and his job is not to ask you, what you can do for him or whatever. His job is, who do you need to know? How can I make it happen? And we're going to have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
That is Tony Kanja to a T.
There you go.
And interesting enough, I grew up on the east side. I'm close to, I'm almost to Canada. I'm all in, by Lake St. Clair. I didn't know much about the Chaldean community at all.
Yeah.
So Tony really brought me and said, you need to be a part of the Chaldean Chamber. You need to talk to Sanaa. You need to make sure that you get, there's a big population and big community of people who are business owners. They run great businesses, and they really, once you get to know them, everyone's going to help each other out. So Tony is a great spokesperson for the Chaldean Chamber, the Chaldean community, and he's the reason we're on the show. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yellow?
Yeah.
No.
So and what's funny?
Friends on me, so.
It's really cool just to see all that he brings together. He recommends the show highly, and I got to start, and he helps. I'm sure push people your way, and you're not going to hear something. You're not going to hear him say, "I need this in return."
No.
Now, and that's really cool, and that really taught me a lot. That hey, you help first. And eventually people are just going to want to help you, right?
For sure.
And so I bring that to the Trion model. I bring it to all my clients that I do. I'm going to help just like Tony taught. And then, you grow prosperously with it. So thank you for that. I'm happy you brought that up.
Right, and you're talking about one of my dearest friends. Tony is the epitome of that, right? He is a successful business owner that does not have to, he doesn't have to go out and do everything.
He really does. Yeah, but he does it.
What he does, he wants to help people. Because when we really look at what our purpose is here and what we're doing, how many people are you helping?
Yeah.
If you're not helping people, you're just helping yourself. And Tony will get out in the community. And when he mentioned, hey, I met with Tony, as a leader, I look and say, you're in the right circle.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask you where you were.
Yep.
You were with the right people, because guess what? Then you meet Kelly Siegel. Then you meet other guys in the community. You meet Ray Conifer. You meet, all of these different people, and they're all supporting and helping one another.
Yeah.
And you say, this is right. And as you mentioned earlier, the Chaldean Chamber hasn't grown by accident.
No. What is that? Thousands of members pushing it?
Well, so they changed the classification of members. So a lot of chambers count individual doors. The chamber does not. The chamber counts businesses and corporations. So if there's 100 doors, they don't count it as 100 members, which it is, but they just count it a different way. So
there's the individual membership too, which is extremely affordable and allows you to get your foot in the door. Maybe if your company isn't ready to make that jump yet.
Yeah, for sure. But the difference is $100 or $200. So for a company to join the Chaldean Chamber, some people might think it's a lot of money for an individual business. For a year,
Listen,
$200 a year.
Let me help. Here's for the Chaldean Chamber. If you can't afford $200 to invest in your business in the Chaldean Chamber, then you can't afford not to join.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it to you that
There you go.
Because guess what? You need more business. You need more contacts. So $200 is what's holding you back. Again, you can't afford not to.
Correct. Thank you very much.
And
for
if
that.
Tony would be mad if I didn't say your network is your net worth.
Yeah. Your
Your
network
is your net worth.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that says it in itself.
Well, thank you guys. I hope everyone takes advantage, lines up a day to come out to the office and check out the staff and all the goodies you have there and
listen,
the benefits.
I still have to drop the line that this guy is still one of the top football players I've ever lined up and played against. We go way back.
Yeah,
way back.
Way back.
And the guy can play. So don't let him fool you. This dude, I bet you could still get on the field right now if you wanted and go.
You know what? I just got a new hip about
there you go.
5 months ago. So
Put it to work.
I'm ready to get back out there.
Maybe at the cook-off?
At the cook-off.
When's the chili cook-off?
March 1st at Zhao Jun in Bloomfield Hills.
Great.
I don't know if you guys can brew up a chili, but
We have, so Trion Solutions does a chili cook-off every year.
okay.
It draws everybody.
We get our winner at Trion to enter in.
They're in.
Trion
They're in.
We're in. Let's do it. We're doing
There you go. Yeah. No,
right.
we'd love to. That'd be very cool.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Great.
thank you so much for having us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
We're signing off. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Get lined up with Trion.
Rely on Trion.
Rely on it.
Trion.